in building 2 in the fall of 06.
No, it's not.
I don't know when the office build-out was going on. This is winter, this letter approving plans is winter 06.
Right. The building's enclosed, you can do the interior build-out in winter, can't you?
But if you just approved the plans in December 06, I don't think you would be constructing the office space in the fall of 06.
So December is just approving the signage. Right.
Approval of the sign drawing submitted for your office space.
That's just what's going to hang out in front.
No, you could be correct on that.
Now let's go back to your, and I apologize for going through this, but we need to go one at a time. The numbers, you went through what counts as equity and what doesn't.
Yes.
And you wanted the borrower to have $360,000 in equity at close.
Correct.
So let's go through those numbers again. You turn to tab 10 in the black book.
Okay.
You see your inspecting architect is out there on the 22nd.
Yes.
And he's looking at the site on Saturday. And can you flip through the pictures? Start on page 7.
Yes.
He's approving the asphalt paving that's out there. You see that in the picture on page 7 at the top?
I don't think it's, I can't tell in the picture, but I think it's,
Plus asphalt paving.
yeah, I don't think it's paving. I think it's the rock layer under the paving.
He's showing the parking area.
Yeah, future curves. So the paving wouldn't be in it. There's no curves.
Okay. And page 8 is showing that the fire hydrants and the water mains are in.
Fire hydrant and cutout valve are in. That doesn't say water.
But you have that water that goes into it, right?
Fire hydrants are attached to the water lines, yes, but that doesn't tell me the water mains.
And you have the sanitary sewer that's in.
Yes.
And in the next page, there's rebar and concrete that's in.
Right. Rebar extension, yes.
And there's concrete block that's been put in.
Correct. Foundation wall.
There's been a concrete block that's been put in for another building.
Correct.
There's spread footings for another building.
Same building, yes.
And all of that work, if you go back to page 2, what was the value that was approved?
The cost that was approved was $971,764.
And I think we've already talked about that 971, 764. And you go back to credit memo, which is tab, is it 2, page 4, is that right?
I think we were looking at the commitment letter before.
Commitment letter. Okay. You just give it to you here as well. Tab 2, page 4.
Yeah.
What's the cash equity as your plan goes?
$360,358.
So the inspecting architect has approved $971,764 for the construction that's taking place out there.
Correct.
And there's an equity of $360,358 required at close.
Correct.
And I'm not even going to make you do the math.
Thank you.
If you turn to
I
tab
screwed up the last time.
20, 26, that equals 611,406, doesn't it?
I believe you are correct.
So you've got $360,358 in for the construction work that was approved by the inspecting architect on a site visit on October the 22nd, 2005.
No, the inspecting architect approved the $971,000
I'm sorry, yes. He approved the $971,000 construction costs. We've got the $360,358 of city center equity taken off those construction costs, don't we?
The equity paid for $360,000 of those construction costs, yes.
Comes out of those construction costs.
They paid for those construction costs.
Right. That's cash equity they paid in.
Should be, yes.
Okay. So that's how you get that number. Right?
Correct.
Now let's go back to tab 26. How much did the bank pay off for the land?
$393,900.11.
We need to go back and forth here. Could you go back to tab 2, page 4?
Okay.
How much did the land cost?
$500,000.
So that's $107,000 that city centers paid, isn't it? For the land.
100, yes.
$107,000. That's additional equity. That's cash equity, right?
That's included in that $360,000 number.
Well, you just went over with me what that included, that $360,000. The construction costs, we went through everything that was listed there.
No, that's not correct. $360,000 includes that 107.
So you want to revise your testimony that was just the construction costs?
Based on the construction that's the construction cost going into the project for us to close the loan. City Center had to have $360,000 of equity into the project for us to open the loan. City Center had $107,000 in equity into the land, into the dirt.
Let's go back to tab 2, page 4. I want to explore your statement for a minute.
Tab 2, page 4 back here.
Yes.
Okay.
Now the land cost $500,000, right?
Yes.
And the payoff was $393,000, so there's $107,000 in the land.
Correct.
And City Center had already paid the architectural fees, hadn't they?
I would assume so. They paid them at that point.
That's $60,959.
Yes.
They already paid for the wetland mitigation, hadn't they? It has to be done before you can start moving the dirt.
Well, now you're asking questions. There's proof in here of what had been paid. Not what the budget is, but what was actually paid.
You're right. The architectural fees, you heard Mr. Speck testify, were actually $77,000. But that's what you're talking about. The overage you don't get credit for, right? For bank equity.
Correct.
You only get what's listed here.
Correct. But this is the budget numbers you're adding. You're not adding the actual costs that the City Center put in.
Isn't the reason these are zeros because Mr. Plank had already paid these?
No.
Well, didn't he have the architectural drawings done?
I'm assuming you did, yes.
And we've seen the permits. They were from August 30th and September